Hello, welcome to the Black Mind Podcast. My name is Jeff. Joining me this week is Puny Human number 1. And Jeff's good friend, Joshua Meeks. Hi, Josh.
I like how we were both silent when you tried to introduce Puny Human number 1. By the way, he just picking on me because I was roasting him earlier.
I'm very upset.
Poorly roasting him. Very poorly roasting him. I took something that was very tangentially related and tried to accuse Jeff of being into incest porn. It's you want to know what the truth behind that was? We're starting off strong this podcast, by the by, but we are starting off strong. It's because I have a coworker who decided to talk about incest porn at work while we were in the lab, and I've been making fun of him for it. So I've got a lot of material right now. And I'm just itching to use it.
You're just like, oh yeah, I need that incest porn. Oh yes, I need that.
No. I need to be able to link someone to incest porn so I can start pushing it as a joke, pushing the lore of them liking incest porn.
I don't know.
And looking at Jeff, he seems like a guy who would.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Just appearance-wise.
I don't think... Honestly, I think his relationship with his sister is not good. It's probably standable, but not good.
That's why he's in a very unhealthy mental state about it. So that just sort of translates into a weird. Besides, it doesn't have to be his sister. It can be his cousins.
God, fuck anybody. Jesus fucking Christ, man!
Whatever, cousin fucker.
Look, just because I fucked your uncle, you can't say that.
Uncle fucker.
Wait, which uncle?
I don't know.
They're all above
attractive
60.
One? Oh, the attractive one?
The attractive one.
All the ones on my dad's side are above 60, and the only one on my mom's side is balding. So take your pick.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, you don't have a huge pool to pick from.
Clearly.
But anyway, are we actually gonna? Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about Final Fantasy XIV because you're thinking about it.
Well, I'm thinking about picking it up.
I thought we were gonna try to get Shane on this podcast so me and him could talk about it for a while. Because I just started playing it and I know he's into it.
Let's message him.
We've already started the podcast, Jeff.
Let's not message him.
What number of podcast is this anyway?
Some special one.
You don't know, do you?
It's like
a number that is.
You kind of sound a little bit underwater. 204?
204. I'm sounding a bit underwater?
Nah. Okay, now it's gone.
That's fine.
Okay. No, let's start with E3 and then we'll go to Final Fantasy and then everyone's week. And if we want to, we can talk about my vacation or other things.
Okay. So what do you want to start with for
Okay.
Let's start with
E3.
Microsoft.
Okay.
So, I don't know,
Do we just want to go down a list? We have a list.
We do have a list, but it's not a complete list.
Okay, what's the complete list?
We're missing
from the
Ubisoft
top.
and Square Enix.
Okay.
No, we could just add basically Square Enix's. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII remake is happening.
Oh boy, man, I'm gonna I have some like week-old hot takes to just spit over the course of this podcast.
Like, man, I can actually understand. Like, before I remember playing that game, I know it was a big game, but I don't know how big it was. So I'm like, come on, you can shit that out. I'm sure you can. And then I listened to the Giant Beast cast, and they're talking about all the content in the first disc. And it's like, no, dude, there's a lot of shit in there.
Like the Castle Super Beast podcast.
Yes.
Exactly. I have also been listening to. And yeah, no, they've had like a couple of hour-long conversations about Final Fantasy VII, and it's actually making me very excited for the remake, just for the stuff they have to put in. Man, okay, so what about that scene where Cloud beats the shit out of Aerith? Like, how are they gonna do that in like glorious 4K?
Or even the scene where frickin' Cloud turns into a female so he can get into a club.
No, well, that's just cross-dressing. And yes, they have confirmed they're going to keep that. That's going to happen in this game. That's Midgard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, man, I can't wait for the scene where Cloud probably gets raped by 7 dudes.
Yes, the hot tub scene. The gay hot tub scene. They can't get rid of it. It's iconic. There would be riots in the streets if we didn't have the gay hot tub scene.
You just see people lighting cars on fire with T-shirts and be like, "Fucking, where's this gay scene?"
When will Cloud play hide the sausage?
Fuck, man. Oh, but like, yeah, but another guilty secret of mine is every time I try to play 7 back in the day, I get to about the gold saucer, maybe a little bit past that, and I stop playing the game entirely. Like, it always happens with me every freaking time.
Why'd you play?
And I think I think the only reason why I just stopped like that is just because to me at the time it was just boring. And I was like, I get nothing out of this at all. I was like, frick, I might as well go back to playing, like, I don't know, what was the game I was playing at the time? Frickin' NHL Hits? Yeah, I was probably playing NHL Hits.
Wow. What a fucking pull.
Oh, God, man, I'm thinking back in my head.
Final Fantasy thing is all. Final Fantasy VII game is all right, but I'm thinking I was just gonna go play fucking NHL Hits. God damn. You're gonna give someone listening to this a goddamn conniption.
Oh God, he's already done that like 40 times.
Oh yeah, trust me. Or Street Fighter. I know I played that to frickin' Kingdom Come.
Away with this.
Just endless Street Fighter, man. Never-ending loop. I'm sure it'll get good. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, did either of you guys play Final Fantasy VII?
You know what? I was not a gamer yet when Final Fantasy VII came out.
Yeah, like, I feel like Josh is a little bit older than us, but I feel like we're like not as close to it because when Final Fantasy VII came out in what, 97? I was 4.
I was also 4. No, I was 2.
4, motherfucker. My parents didn't let me have a Game Boy till I was 9.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No,
man,
they were. Like especially my dad was very anti me having video games. He's like, "Oh, I'll never be able to get your attention." And hey, guess what? He was fucking right. But he wasn't getting it. He wasn't getting that anyway. I was always like. In fact, video games probably, if anything, made me less troublesome. I was a real shit disturber as a tyke.
Quick, give Rory video games so he stops ruining the house.
Basically.
It's like
way
Dennis the
easier
Menace.
to get away with crimes when you're like 7.
Oh, Frey, I did so much bad shit when I was younger. Like, tons. Like, there's one memory I have locked away in my head where I was in a cop car just staring at all the shit in the cop car going, wow, look at all this shit in the cop car. And then it was this image of a cop guy kind of like, was leaning down and was asking me some questions and then my mom showed up and that's all I remember. And I'm like, hey mom, what happened there? And she's like, you fucking keep running away like a little shit. And so when my mom showed up, she's like, oh, thank God he's safe. And the cop thought I was running away because she was abusive. And I was like, no, he's a fucking little shit.
Holy shit, that's great. Oh, yeah. No, I gave my parents a couple of heart attacks because whenever we went to, like, the store or out somewhere, I was, like, when I was like right after I had learned to like read, I think even before it, and I just like grabbed some picture books. Whenever we were at a store that had books, I would always wander off, grab a book, and then like find a place to hide under a table or like in like a back room or some place where I could just curl up and read my book in relative quiet. And I would just sit there for like hours with my book. And there were like 7 different occasions where my parents had the entire like fair or supermarket or wherever the fuck I happened to be looking for me because I had just vanished.
Freaking, that's impressive.
I was a stealthy little bastard.
You were a stealthy little bastard.
But enough reminiscing. We should talk about video games.
I honestly
right.
think Final Fantasy VII is going to be okay, and I think that this remake is going to be not designed for people who really enjoy that game, but I think it's going to be perfect for people like me who really want to
enjoy it.
Yeah, kind of play something different.
Mm-hmm. I've gone all the way through Final Fantasy VII on the PC Steam remake. I like it a lot, but it doesn't hold like a particularly special place in my heart because I didn't play it during my formative years, really. I think it's a good game, but I don't think it's the best Final Fantasy. I think it's up there.
I mean,
like top 3.
The problem with that one is the fact that like you look at it and you're like, oh, this is going to be like in the top 10, and for its time, it is in the top 10. But it loses to games like Now 14. And
well, I mean, okay, so I feel like you're kind of going for a pull there, or is that a segue? Because I don't know, like it's really hard to judge like a classic JRPG against an MMO because those are very, very different genres.
I'm just like throwing numbers out there because like I honestly don't play them, and I'm not really that into Final Fantasy. Like
Final Fantasy 14 is experiencing this really weird resurgence. I mean, it's not super weird because there's an expansion coming up. But just a bunch of people decided to like hop on board around the time Shadowbringers got announced, including me. Because I've been playing for the past 2 months only. I just got on. I'm currently in Stormblood.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of
I'm
want
in
to
the.
pick it up.
Hmm?
I kind of want to pick it up, but I'm not like 100% certain.
Well, yeah. Basically, everyone in our in sort of one part of my friend group has been picking it up because Cullen owns or is like big into that game, and he's been like a mark for it for years. And I think what was it? I think I was just like in the mood to just like sink my teeth into a game that would take a while, which an MMO will, and B, I was intrigued by the announcement of the Nier raid, the Nier Automata raid in that's going to come out in Shadowbringers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what inspired me to pick it up, and I've just been playing the past couple of weeks. And most of the people I usually play games with have at least tried it. Some have stuck to it, some have not. But yeah, we'll see how many of them stay with it.
I mean,
for the long
here's
haul.
The thing is that like I already have an MMO I really like, and that's Destiny, and I'm an idiot. But like, I kind of want to pick it. I kind of want to pick it up. Just to try it and see like what
you might
it's
as
all
well.
about.
There's a free trial that lets you go up to level 35, so just do the free trial.
That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do.
That's what I did.
Yeah. And then when I like it, I'll just pick up the Starter Edition on Steam and delete it.
The story is quite entertaining.
I mean, worst case scenario, I end up doing stupid things. Whatever. But we can also talk about oh, and Josh put Pokemon Sword and Shield and bullshit in there. We'd also talk about how they have the Avengers crap in there.
What? What Avengers?
Square Enix announced an Avengers game.
Oh yeah. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Or is there another one?
It's a different one.
No, the was it Avengers standalone title or something?
Yeah.
Which I looked at and I saw the trailer that they showed during that conference, and I immediately was going, so is this like I don't know, a fake-o CG trailer or some shit, and then people go, no, that's actual gameplay. And I go, this still looks like garbage. Like, still. Like, it looks okay,
Yeah,
but it
it
has that
looks-
weird sheen on it. You're like, ew.
It looks super weird in the screenshots.
Yeah.
What is this?
Like, even in
What kind of
motion, it's
game
like,
is
man,
it?
this still looks bad.
What kind of game is that? What's the genre?
Action adventure or some shit. So it's supposed to be.
Okay, but like, what was that? What does that mean? Because like, Diablo's an
So-
action adventure.
I
Is
don't
it a
know.
dungeon
You're
crawler? 'Cause I know
think it's. I think what it is. It's. Well, you're supposed to be taking the roles of each of the Avengers. So you're playing as like Iron Man at one point, and you're flying around shooting lasers out of your hands. Then after that, you're supposed to be like the Hulk, and you could destroy shit like from another video game.
Okay, but so is it just a CG trailer? There's no.
I think it's just CG. It's supposed to be from the trailer that's shown. They said it was gameplay, supposedly, but it looks super
I
fake.
can't find it.
Hold on.
Help.
Avengers.
Umbrella. Oh no, I found it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
like, my honest opinion on it is that, like, the fact that they announced that is, like, hilarious to me. And it just is like, okay, like, that's cool, I guess. I really don't care. And then we move to Ubisoft, which has something I do care about. And other things I don't. Guys?
Okay. Okay, so it's sort of like a third-person action game,
Pretty much.
a
Yeah.
la God of War, except all your characters are. You spelled shield wrong, by the way.
No problem.
All right, fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see if it's interesting, but I don't know. I don't really care. I'm good to stick with just like movies when it comes to MCU, and we'll see how long those stay good.
The next thing we'll talk about is Ubisoft, and they announced Watch Dogs Legion, which is basically you can play as an old granny.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about the old, like beating people's asses, the old lady.
Yeah.
She's actually. I felt a lot of her executions were so gruesome because of how short it is, or like how like it like you see, she pokes one guy's arm, so he turns around and just blasts him in the fucking head. It's like there's like no subtlety right there. It's just hardcore.
Oh yeah.
You're that old, you don't have time to fuck around. You're gonna drop dead any
Exactly.
minute. You gotta kill
You're
motherfuckers
like,
now.
This gun's too heavy. Like fucking die. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then they announced Rainbow Six Siege Outbreak, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege was. Wait. Yeah, no, Rainbow Six
Outbreak.
Siege was good. What's Outbreak is what?
Outbreak is basically an expansion on Rainbow Six Siege's content. Basically, I think it's going to be the same heroes, but it's going to be basically like the zombie event that they did last year, which was really good.
So just a horde mode type deal, yeah?
Pretty much.
Cool. Extra modes are not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, like
Forza
the Rainbow
Lego.
Six Siege team has proved to be like really good.
They're very competent, and they're the only company, they're only part of Ubisoft I actually like.
Yeah, they've been crushing it with Rainbow Six Siege. Like they've built a great community around that game.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking fantastic, and the memes are great. All hail Lord Tachanka.
Yeah. And Ella's booty. I love Ella's booty.
What else was? I was gonna say what else was for Bethesda or not Bethesda?
We've got, but
What
we
we're talking
actually have a
about,
list
Ubi?
for Bethesda where we have the like struggle for Square Enix and Ubisoft.
Ubisoft
like,
also announced had the best dog come out and announced Ghostlands Breaker? Ghost.
Ghost Recon.
Oh,
Tom
yeah,
Clancy's
they're, like-
Ghosts. And there was another Tom Clancy game.
Man, Tom Clancy is just a weird fucking.
franchise.
I mean,
Brands
even
now. So
after
you-
Tom Clancy's death, it's still chugging out fucking weird books
Yeah.
and weird shit.
Mhm.
And what else happened to that's that thing and that thing?
And then they announced more Just Dance.
People buy
yes.
that shit every year.
Yep. And then I think that was it. I think that was it for Ubisoft. And then we get into the top 3.
You mean the
One
only
of
Oh,
thing
these
you
yes.
bother to
really
write
doesn't
down?
belong on here.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is dead.
So should we
You
start?
read my mind.
Should we start with the weakest and go to the top?
Okay, well that's sort of matter of opinion, wouldn't you think?
Well, okay. Does anyone think
Microsoft.
Bethesda is the weakest? Is the weakest of the Microsoft, Nintendo, and Bethesda?
Yeah.
I think I kind of thought
Yeah, no. Bethesda's
it
really
might-
the weakest because the only thing I care about on that list is Doom,
Yep.
Yeah, that's about right.
and it's apparently getting an asymmetrical multiplayer mode where you get to fucking play as demons, which
Yep.
fucking awesome, fucking dope.
I
That was like my favorite part of Left 4 Dead 2 was like being able to play as zombies and fuck with my friends.
Oh yeah, I really like the fact that how they did Doom. I want to play it in my hands, and I think it doesn't show well. But everything else about Doom makes me excited for Doom. Like, I am probably going to pre-order that game.
Cool. No,
And
that's
you're gonna- and
understandable.
you're
The
get-
last one was good.
and I
This
hope-
one's shaping up to be nice.
Yep.
It has proved to be a great developer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I hope
Not
that
afraid.
canvas bag that comes with the Ultimate Edition is real good quality.
I might buy 2 copies. I'm thinking about that too.
I mean, I'd say that's a little far. If you want to support the company, just get like the big fancy collector's edition or whatever.
So, like, what I'm debating about doing is getting that for my PC and then getting a copy for Switch.
Okay, that's a lot more understandable
Yeah,
because Switch has the functionality of being portable.
yeah. But the
Hopefully, it
problem
runs
is
well
that
on the Switch.
that if I get it on my Switch, like, it's either I'm going to get the collector's edition for one of those 2, and the question is, do I want to spend the $100 on PC and then get the collector's for Switch, and then have to take a card out in order to play Doom Eternal on Switch, or do I want to be able to not? Do I want to be able to download it on my Switch and save $60, but then have to go through the Bethesda launcher? And that's
I was just, for a second, I was like, wait, Bethesda has a launcher?
yeah, and it's
course
actually
they
really
do.
good because literally you just download it and put it on Steam. It's great.
Every company's got their own fucking launcher now. It's because they're doing the same shit as the sort of the streaming industry, where every company has to have their own, and then they buy exclusive licenses, and you have to get all of them if you want to play everything or watch everything or whatever the fuck. And it's obnoxious as fuck. I hate it.
Can we briefly talk about Shenmue's fucking fiasco later?
Yes, absolutely we can.
Okay.
We should also probably talk about the fucking the law against loot boxes
Yeah.
coming into effect.
But I also want to
But
talk
let's
about.
get through E3.
Yeah. I
The
also want to
super
talk about.
on-time E3 coverage.
Yes, our super on-time E3 coverage. Wolfenstein Youngblood. You're looking for J. Blazkowicz. I have never been more upset about a game.
Why?
Um,
I didn't play the last. I played a little bit of the first new Wolfenstein, but I didn't play the second.
it's
And
great.
I'm just overall, I care more about Doom than
Doom.
Wolfenstein.
So, if Doom was made by crazed people and gamers for gamers, Wolfenstein has shifted from that to, hey, let's add pulp. Hey, let's be a little bit more catering to one side.
Wait, what?
It feels sometimes like it feels like they know who their audience is, and
Wait, Doom or
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein? Okay.
Yeah, because there's literally apparently in the second game there's a
Why?
black
It's a
communist.
really
There's a black communist, and it's like, wait, what?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like genre-wise. I thought you were talking about like its
It's
its
pandering.
tone is really pulpy. I didn't
Yeah.
realize you were talking about politics. Okay.
Yeah. This one looks like it's like, okay, of course you would do this because it makes sense that you would do this. And then it's like, but the question is that I have is like, which one is the mother of Commander Keen? And speaking on that,
Speaking of
really
that, oh man, I bet you had loads of fun with that Commander Keen fucking game that got announced.
because I'm sitting there, I'm just like, so
Bet
wait,
you're so happy with that.
that explains why Doom Guy's so good at killing demons. Oh, it makes sense. He's been doing it since he's like been 12.
There
Like-
you go. I think it's slightly less hard. Yes. No. One of those children is Doom Guy.
Is Doom Guy a trans man?
No. That's the thing. The thing you got to realize is that that new Commander Keen game that got announced, the really cartoony, goofy one.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it's like made for kids. Those are the children of the original Commander Keen,
Yeah.
which, if you know stupid, obscure id lore, means that kid, the boy with the football helmet in
Yeah.
this version, that's Doom Guy.
Yeah.
This is Doom Guy's childhood.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. If all the custom WADs are canon, this can be canon. Fuck it. Who cares anymore? It's an alternate timeline. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just super excited because like they were like, "Hey, new Commander Keen," and I was like, "Okay," and then everyone was like, "Fuck!" It was like, "Okay, I guess the internet's mad. I don't know why."
That's because they just used the brand to slap it on a game they wanted to push out for a quick cash grab.
Clearly.
It's like they announced like Halo Infinite and then it turned out to be like, oh fuck it, I don't know what's
mobile game.
Yeah, mobile game, right?
Mm-hmm. That's understandable.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Especially since it's a franchise that's been pretty dead for years.
New Rage content.
Right, Rage came out.
Yeah.
I assume you mean Rage 2?
Yeah, Rage 2 came out.
God, that game just sort of appeared and then vanished.
I
Like
think
it's still around. It's just I don't know a single person who gives a fuck.
I like it, but it could be better. And I think that if it had mods, it would be great. That's just my opinion, though. Arcane.
That's fair.
Also,
I mean, I can't provide a agreeing or disagreeing opinion as I know nothing about the game.
it's okay. Arcane announced a new game. And
what's that about?
basically, you pay as a man and a woman, and basically you have to either kill each other in order to end a cycle or continue a cycle.
What?
Yeah, it's like basically like Groundhog Day,
Yeah.
where you wake up and then you have to repeat the events over and over and over again. It's like that, but you have to kill the other player. It sounds like. So that seems new. And then we had probably the most enthusiastic person of E3 on Bethesda's stage, and oh my fucking god, she was adorable. I can't remember her name, so I'm just going to look it up really quickly.
Deathloop. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Deathloop. Okay, yeah, I've completely forgot it. So who was the person who announced it? God dang it. Lady. Tokyo Ghost lady. I
don't know. Sorry, which show was this for?
Bethesda. It was the girl. Ghostwire Tokyo, it's called.
I don't know, man. I didn't actually watch the show. I don't tend to watch the shows from E3. I just get like linked trailers and told the important bits after the fact.
Ikumi Nakamura.
Yeah, I think I.
She is fucking adorable. She is just fucking enthusiastic and caring. And you know what? I'm going to say this. She was probably the second best part of that conference. She was fucking adorable.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see what she does because she's the creative director on Ghostwire. So,
Oh yeah, for that game coming out.
yeah, Ghostwire looks really good. And she was probably the second best part of that conference. And then they announced the Battle Royale mode for Fallout 76, and nobody should care.
And yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, why would you give a fuck about Fallout 76 at this point? That game was trash. I know a guy who's unironically a Fallout 76 apologist. Unironically. Like, he thinks it's good. He tries to talk it up. It's the most surreal experience I think I've ever witnessed.
That sounds like something I would do.
Unironically?
Yeah,
Really?
probably.
Or are you just looking for attention right now?
I'm looking for attention right now.
Okay. Should we move on?
Let's move on to the second best conference. Microsoft, I think. I think that's Microsoft.
you sound so unsure.
Well, okay, there's the big thing that we could talk about.
Okay. You're talking about Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah, so we got a date for one of the greatest PC games ever to be released.
They're not going to make that date. It's CD Projekt Red. They're not going to make that date.
They're like, when they announce it, you gotta add Valve time to it because they're kind of like not like Valve, but kind of like Valve.
Pretty much.
They have to push it back a bit.
We'll get it
more.
in 2020 if we're lucky.
Yeah. I hope.
Really lucky. That being said, excited for that game.
I think
Very
that game
excited.
I think the fact that Keanu Reeves is in it and he was breathtaking makes me feel...
I really don't care too much about like celebrity cameos, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Keanu Reeves is a cool dude, and he's an actor, so this is probably like acting as a character should probably be a good fit for him. But God, man, every time I see Cyberpunk, I get more excited for it. Shit is dope.
That's okay. Yeah. I was really excited about that. I think that game looks really good. Then they announced Minecraft Dungeons, so Minecraft 2.
You mean Minecraft Diablo?
Yeah, they announced Minecraft Diablo.
Who the fuck asked for this?
Idiots. Idiots.
I don't think anyone did. Regardless, like, whatever, I'm sure it will be fine, but I don't have any desire to play an off-brand Diablo. I barely even have any desire to play an on-brand Diablo.
I'll play a Diablo if it has enough weird shit going on.
They usually do. What's that one? What's that? Oh, shit. There's this dungeon crawler that's really good.
Path of
It came out
Exile.
like a while ago. What?
Path of Exile.
Oh, yeah, Path of Exile. Thank you. I don't play it, but Stefan recommends it highly.
Well, ain't that nice for Steffi?
I guess it is.
And then
Do either of you? Neither of you are really into Dark Souls or From Software games at all, are you?
Elden Ring got announced, and we realized why George R.R. Martin can't.
Yeah, well, it wasn't writing his books. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, he announced that like a couple weeks before it got announced that he was working with From Software. And I'm like, that's cool. I really hope this is good. I really hope that it stays. This is a collaboration between Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin, and doesn't slowly become like the Miyazaki name getting bigger on every announcement, and the George R.R. Martin name getting smaller to the point that it's a footnote because he doesn't actually write anything for it.
I mean, George R.R. Martin's probably going to die long before that game comes out.
George R. R. Martin's pretty healthy. Yeah, he's old as fuck, but like he's still trucking.
Is he still fatter than the sun?
I'm pretty sure he's a big guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna fucking die.
Okay. Well, by that logic, you'd already be dead, Jeff.
That's true. I should be dead.
Fuck, you're really
I
gunning
should
for
be
it.
dead, Rory. Because
This is the third time on the podcast you've said something like it's really profound and it just doesn't make any sense. maybe my small, undeveloped, unenlightened mind cannot comprehend the profoundness of your statements, but it really just sounds like you're stringing words together without really understanding what they mean.
That's exactly what's going on, bud.
Okay, are you drunk?
No.
Are you tired?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's just bust through the rest of these. I don't really know or care about Gears 5 or Halo, so you guys talk about it for a little bit.
Which one?
I
Gears 5 and
don't
Halo?
know how to feel about it. It
What?
looks good.
Halo Infinite? I heard.
It looks
I
great.
know there was someone who's into Halo that I know who was excited about Halo Infinite.
It's Alan, and I was excited about Halo Infinite too. And everyone I talked to was excited about Halo Infinite.
You sound less excited now.
Let me explain to you why I'm not excited about Halo Infinite in 5 seconds.
Okay.
Very simple. I am trying to not be excited about that game.
You are tempering your expectations
Yes.
for the purpose of Yes, no, that's a smart thing to do. Like if you set yourself up to be disappointed, then when it succeeds, you'll be happy, and if it fails, you'll be like, "Ah, well, as expected."
Yeah, pretty much.
You'd be like, oh, well, I got pleasantly surprised. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Gears 5?
I think that game's going to be okay.
Wow, hardline stance.
I think that game is going to be unoffensively okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that that is probably the nicest I can say about it, because every single time Gears of War does something, it's okay. It's not amazing, and it's not terrible. It's not offensive, it's nothing. So...
That sounds unironically way harsher than saying it's shit. I guess ironically harsher than
here's
saying
the
it
thing.
sounds like shit.
Gears of War
Fuck, I'm
is
tired.
like the edgy teenager of video games.
Have you never really been into it?
I like the idea of a chainsaw on a gun, but at the same
You've never been
time,
a
it's
fan.
like...
That's weird. I would have pegged you as like a Gears of War guy. But maybe
like
that's because
the
I just
third
lump
one.
it together with Halo in my mind.
The third one's the best game out of that franchise.
Couldn't the same be said for Halo?
No, because that's Halo 2.
Alright.
Yeah. Halo 2 is like the best because it's like before Bungie had finished, like, okay. If we're talking about like Halo 2 from 3, it's like, no, Halo 2 is the best story of them all because it's like, okay. And then if we're talking about just pure refinement, 3 is just more refined Halo 2.
Okay, so I do wish to point out that you said, okay, Halo 2 has the best story because okay.
Halo 2 is the best story
That doesn't really explain your position at all, my dude.
Okay, let me explain this. I'll try to be as I'll try to explain it as best as I can. Halo 2 is the best story because it has the Arbiter realizing how big the profits are in terms of being D-bags. Because the Arbiter eventually realizes that, like, the Great Journey means that death for the entire universe, and it doesn't end well.
I thought the Arbiter's redemption arc. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really a Halo guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Arbiter's entire redemption arc take place over the course of 3?
Nope.
No? Okay.
The ending of the Arbiter's redemption arc is him stabbing the back of Truth, which is in 3. But 3 is where you also get all of the loose ends tied together. You fight with the Flood, and you go save Cortana. It's more of a story about Cortana and Chief, because the entire part of the story is, we're going to stop Truth from activating this Halo, and there's a piece missing inside of you. You have to go get her back. It's like Metal Gear Solid 4 for the rest of the series. It kind of fills in all of the loose gaps in information.
Okay.
Whereas 2 is like, you go through and you're like, okay, like, we're gonna go kill all the heretics, and the heretics sit there and they basically sit there and say, yeah, I would rather fight by myself than be led to slaughter. It's like, oh, that's bad.
So wait, do Okay, so that last statement was confusing. Do you like 2 or 3 better?
I like 2.
Okay, sure.
I think 3 is a more refined version of 2.
Okay.
And that's the. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's,
I think at this point I understand better if I just played the games or watched a playthrough, because I am thoroughly confused by this. But hey, maybe I'll do that, and then we can actually talk about like Halo on this podcast.
if you're gonna play through Halo, just play through Reach because that's the best one.
Okay, sure. I was just gonna watch like YouTube videos to like cover the story. But anyway, should we talk about Nintendo?
I have so many games I have to pre-order.
Okay.
I have so many games I have to buy now.
Okay, who are either of you into Animal Crossing?
I am so glad that game is not coming out this year.
Animal Crossing?
I-
Wait, why are you so glad it's not coming out this year? Is it because
Because
you're
we
not
also
mentally
have-
prepared?
Yeah. To finish.
I'm surprised you are a mark for Animal Crossing.
Are you implying something I do not understand?
No,
I'm
I'm just
no,
saying
just
I'm surprised that you're into Animal
Surprised that
Crossing.
Exactly.
I like building houses. They're very nice.
I know I'm really snide, but there's sometimes when I can be genuine. That's allowed,
No, it's not.
Motherfucker. I will find you.
No, too bad is allowed.
Yeah, okay, fine.
All right.
I like Animal Crossing because it's a good game to play with family.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's not as complex as Smash Bros. And it's not as degrading.
We're gonna get to Smash. But I'm saving
Oh,
that
we're
for the end because I have statements that some may consider controversial.
Oh, so strong yet
Very-
so controversial.
How could you say something so brave
How could you be so controversial? Don't
yet
you?
so wrong? Do either of you have strong feelings on Tame and Ex Machina?
I didn't think it was going to come out that quick.
I'm excited about it.
I am
It's
also
nice to see a
excited about it.
new IP, especially a mech one.
It's that weird anime tether thing, right?
No.
No, that's Astral Chain. We'll get to Astral Chain.
Oh.
I have a mighty boner
Oh.
for Astral Chain.
Yeah, I was gonna say Astral Chain does look interesting.
Should we-
I cannot think what Diamond X Machina is.
Damon Ex Machina is the mech game, but it's very red.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the
Okay,
big
that
red
one.
one.
That does look interesting.
Yeah. It seems like it plays a lot like Armored Core, which I'm excited about, except you can get out of the mech, which is also kind of interesting, and it looks like it has like a big plot line, which Armored Core also doesn't really have as much of, because you just sort of go around doing jobs.
Mhm.
It's cool, but I'm interested to see where that goes. Man, it's the sort of game that I'm going to buy and then not play,
Oh, yes, totally.
which is I'm like excited about, but also depressed by.
Because you're just gonna take a look at it and go, I got Minecraft.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck you. I'm gonna
the only
vomit
reason
a
I said
cube
that
on
because
you.
just drop a lava cube on top of me.
Yeah.
slowly die.
You'll look up and scream, "Save me!" And I'll look down and whisper, "No." Anyway, oof. Yeah, there you go. No, just eat steak through it, I guess. You think that's a Minecraft meme? Fuck it. I don't even want to try. Secret of Mana?
Anyway,
I
oh,
didn't.
yeah, more mana.
I didn't think they would release all the games, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
neat. I mean,
more
Mana's
mana.
like a secret. Like the Mana series is like pretty big. Over in Japan, I think. I don't actually have like the metrics to back that up or anything. I've played a couple, never finished a single one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a thing for me really, but if you're a fan of that, cool. It's around for a while more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it. I've heard about it, but I've never tried it myself.
I remember being
I mean-
really hyped for. I think was Sword of Mana the first one. I can't remember. It's the one
Secret
where
of
you
Mana.
play as like. It's the one where you get to. I remember the one I played the most of was the one where you. It was a while ago. It was the one where you choose a protagonist and you're either this blonde dude with muscles or like this brown-haired girl, And if you're the dude, you start in an arena. And yeah, I always like sort of like the Mana series is sort of because it looks like sort of like what would be definitely be a turn-based RPG, but it's actually uh, like real time, and you're just like a cute pixel guy fighting in like real time. It's pretty cool, and you get all sorts of different weapons. I think they're neat. I just never got too far into them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's all I really have to say about the Mana series. Ups to you guys if you like them. Fire Emblem.
Is that coming out this year?
It's Three Houses. It's the one for Switch. I'm actually super hype about this trailer because it's like, all right, motherfuckers. Okay, you thought this was a high school game? Nah, bitch. Time skip. Fucking one dude has an eye patch. People are ready to kill each other. Dark shit has happened. Fuck yeah. It's like, it is 100% anime time skip. Like, you just jump forward 5 years, everything's darker, and one guy has an eye patch. Fuck yes. I hope there's not multiple routes. I really fucking fatigued the fuck out of Fates because of the 3-route shit. I beat Conquest and Birthright, and then I tried to play Revelations, and I was just like, dude, I've already played this game for 300 hours. I don't give a fuck anymore. Which was compounded on by the fact that the story wasn't as good, and its reasoning gets really contrived, especially in Revelations. Well, we can't tell people about like the plot element because for some reason, if we do, we die. Like what? Did you try? How do you know that? Fuck this game. That being said, all the people who were because like sort of Fire Emblem, I've been a fan of for a while, especially while it was like a very underground thing. Like I've been playing Fire Emblem since I was 9, and I got my first Game Boy, and I played Fire Emblem 7, which is the first one to be released over here, as a kid, and like I've bought every game since then, and it received this huge surge of popularity with the release of Awakening and the fact that a bunch of those characters got put in Smash. And I think since then, especially with Fates, it's taken on this sort of reputation as that anime dating game, and I fucking hate it. I think I've already talked about this on this podcast a couple times, but like the core of Fire Emblem is like a really difficult strategy game, but with the addition of all these like way easier modes and all the waifu shit, it's attracting a very different crowd. And yeah, that hardcore tactical experience is still there. It's just the only people who are actually playing on that are the people who have been into Fire Emblem for like a decade or more, like in my case. But regardless, I think that Three Houses so far, at the very least, looks like a step in the right direction. And that is sort of reinforced by the fact that all of the guys who really wanted to make it a waifu game are working on the phone game, which I never have to touch, and because it just looks like fucking trash. But yeah, I am excited about Three Houses because the phone game took all the crap away. I hope.
Yeah.
Please let it take all the crap away. Man, I want motherfuckers to like to fucking die hardcore in Three Houses. I want Game of Thrones shit. I want people betraying the shit out of each other. I want a goddamn red wedding.
You want murder.
Fuck. Yeah, no, I want like hard murder. I want brutal shit to happen. On the spectrum of like the phone game to just Berserk, I want it as far in the Berserk direction as possible.
That's fair.
That'd be pretty rad, but I'm not sure if it's gonna go that far. But,
Yeah, it won't. It won't. But I
Yeah.
want it to. And the closer we get there, the happier I will be.
Okay.
I want to be upset at this game's story.
I won't be
Emotionally.
disappointed by this
No,
game.
not disappointed. Upset.
I won't be visibly sad.
I want this game to traumatize me.
Oh, you're saying that like Berserk hasn't already?
Well, yeah, no. Like I was way too young for Berserk when I read it. But I was also like, no, I'm also like, well, on the topic of Fire Emblem, I'm going back to like Sacred Stones. I was like I was like older than that. I was like 10 or 11 when Sacred Stones come out, and there's some shit that happens in that game, and that traumatized baby me.
Maybe you. I just picture Rory just crying.
I can't like that was when I was 11. I learned you can't save everyone. Some
Oh, no.
people are just going to die no matter what you do.
That's true.
Oh no.
Anyway, that's Fire Emblem. Man, I fucking ramble when I'm on this podcast.
You do, but it's okay.
I do. I need someone to keep
It's
me on track. I
okay.
need a handler.
Can we talk
Give me
about
blinders.
Astral Chain now? Because that game looks good.
Yes, we can talk about Astral Chain. My dick is hard.
Eh.
My dick is hard for Astral Chain. I am excited for cop stands that are also dogs and like other things that you can do sick combos with. Fucking, it looks rad as shit. It's got the platinum touch, and you can tell from the from like what the gameplay looks like. I think someone else is writing the story, which is good because platinum stories tend to be very goofy. Making them the guns for hire or on basically anything gameplay related is always a fucking win. But get someone else to write the story. That's why fucking Nier Automata was great.
Yeah.
Although Nier was very simplistic when it comes to like platinum style of gameplay. Much as I like it, I want something more along the lines of Revengeance.
God, you
Devil May
just
Cry, but
reminded
that's not a
me I
platinum
should buy
game.
Nier Automata.
You should buy Nier Automata, yes.
Yes, okay, so I'm gonna do that. Fuck you.
Okay. Fuck you too, I guess.
So out of nowhere.
But yeah,
I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat dinner. Fuck off.
I'm gonna eat your fucking steak, you fuck!
Jeez.
What the fuck is this tangent? I don't understand. Sorry.
Uh,
Okay, back on topic. The
Yeah.
the plot of Astral Chain looks very anime.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
hoping it's gonna be good.
It's-
I don't
if
have,
it's
I
not
don't have like.
if it's not like JoJo, I'll be sad.
I don't think I really want it to be like JoJo, because JoJo's very itself. JoJo is very JoJo, unironically enough. I don't think there's anything really quite like JoJo, and I don't think I want there to be anything like JoJo because it would make JoJo less special. I don't think anything can quite be JoJo.
That's okay.
And then the awkward silence ensues.
I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about how they announced XCOM, Gangster XCOM by Romero.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't really expecting that, but it looks neat.
Yeah.
It's so.
That sort of
Weird.
Prohibition era aesthetic.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
cool. I'm okay with it.
Yep.
It looks like it also
yeah,
has like
whatever.
a management game, some management game elements to it. Like you're just a mob boss, like directing your mob around, and then you like zoom in for like little XCOM battles when the going gets tough.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
How was the Mario XCOM game, the Rabbids one?
It was good.
Was it really?
From everything I
Okay.
hear, it was really good.
Okay,
Well
I
done.
didn't really hear anything about it.
I heard
It was such a weird.
I have a friend who's really into those games, and he says like, "Oh yeah, it's really good. You should buy it." I'm like, okay.
Okay, I think is it the same developers? I would
It's not.
assume it was. It's not.
It's made by George
So
Romero
Nintendo
Studio.
just sponsored another XCOM sort of like clone game
Pretty much.
made by a different studio. Are they just gonna like everyone gets an XCOM game?
Yep.
Everyone gets to make an XCOM game. That's like your Nintendo test before they hire you as like a gun for hire.
Yep. They also did Luigi's Mansion 3. Woohoo! The last one was okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't really play Luigi's Mansion 3, so if you're into that, cool. You get a game that you like.
Ghostbuster game, so sorry for interrupting you. But best Ghostbuster game ever made. Gotta say that. And then we also have
Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh,
Do we want to go on to Smash? I have things to say about Smash.
Well, we have one more topic. We have one more person that we have to talk about. We have to talk about
Okay, who's
Smash and then Legend of Zelda. So let's talk about Smash.
okay? So, man, Joker really built me up with sort of the picks for who was going to get into Smash. And like, okay, so I had like a bunch of theories, and they were like wildly out there because Joker just like sort of fucking
Came out of nowhere.
like came out of nowhere. Like that's a franchise that has never appeared on a Nintendo system ever, and it's from a brand new game, and he got in, and I'm like, they could pick anyone for the last 4 slots. Fucking anyone. I was like, oh, it's gonna be Dante, it's gonna be Doom Guy, fucking throw 2B in there. Why not? She's got a great ass.
No, they will have to downgrade it because they did it for Snake.
Yeah.
And Samus. And
You're right.
Samus.
Yeah, and Samus.
Yeah. No, I don't think they could downgrade. You know what? That guarantees 2B's not gonna get in. Her ass is too strong.
Exactly.
They couldn't downgrade it. Yoko Taro would throw a fucking fit.
Exactly. It's like, no, this ass
He
stays.
just start rolling
It
on
needs
the
to-
floor, fucking screaming about Nintendo, like he did with Square Enix. If you've never watched it, look up the Nier Automata T-shirt pre-order bonus video. It's Yoko Taro wearing his Emil mask, mugging one of the developers from Platinum for his shirt, and then rolling all around on the floor, screaming, "Nier Automata T-shirt, Nier Automata T-shirt, Nier Automata T-shirt, shit, Square Enix." But okay, the main thing that from like the Smash stuff was the 2 characters revealed. These are character slots 2 and 3 from the Fighter Pass, and we don't know if we're going to really get another Fighter Pass after this one. I hope we do. Joker was like a strong thing out the gate, and then the next one announced was the hero from Dragon Quest, which fair enough.
And then they followed it up.
It's not something I'm into.
I mean, the Japanese people are like, oh shit.
Like Dragon Quest is massive in Japan, so it's not too surprising. And they had a recent game, and apparently it was good. And you got like a bunch of different skins for every character, and it looks like he plays pretty interestingly because I guess his neutral B opens up like a JRPG menu for you to cast your spells from, which is cool.
That's good. That's cool.
And then at the end of the show, it was revealed with the same gimmick they used for K-Roll. The Banjo was in. Fuck Banjo. Fuck Banjo. I have never been so disappointed in my life. Yes, fuck Banjo and fuck anyone who likes Banjo. I will fight you in the street. I hate it.
I can
I have
agree.
never been so let down in my life.
Rory, it seems like you're taking this a little personal, if I'm just being honest.
Yes, I am. Because every time I've talked about this, I've been like met with, "Oh my god, what the fuck are you talking about? Banjo's great." And I'm like, motherfucker, have you played those games? They're not even good. Like, sure, they were okay for the time, but fuck, man, they have aged so ungracefully, and it's a dead fucking franchise. Like, the only people who like those games like them for nostalgia, for a company that barely exists anymore. Fuck Banjo. I hate it.
Are you kidding me? We're still pretty good. But
You sound like an angry video game nerd for a
does.
second.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I am willing to fucking fight to the death over this. I hate it. I hate Banjo.
okay.
He looks so
I-
fucking stupid. It
That's
could have been
the
so.
point!
It could have been so much cooler. Could have been someone way cooler.
Yeah,
I know.
Like,
I am being. Okay. Disclaimer. I realize I am being entirely unreasonable about this, but like, I would like to just express my disappointment. Fuck Banjo. I would rather another Fire Emblem. Like, not even one I like. More
just
Pokemon.
another fucking dude from Fire Emblem. God, that would be such a kick in the nuts.
Make it one from the phone game. Fuck it. Actually, no. Don't do that. I'll blow my. I'll kill. I will stop playing Smash if it's a fucking phone game character.
Can I,
Like, at least Banjo's above that.
Can
The
I
only
s-
thing that can sate my hatred for Banjo is my hatred for something else, even stronger.
I
Well, okay, so let's say like they announce making more characters. what other character do you want better than Banjo after this?
Well, the one
like
mhm.
that makes sense at
Okay,
least.
so one Dante. They released Devil May Cry 1 on the Switch, so like he's a Nintendo character now. Put him in. Fucking do it. Fucking he better be overpowered as shit, because I don't think there's a way you can adapt Dante for any game where he would not be overpowered as shit. Doom Guy. I realize that one's like a hilarious long shot, because like really it's only Japanese companies that
Well, Bayonetta got in.
Bayonetta is made by Platinum.
People
Japanese
yeah,
company.
made by Platinum, so that's just like a shoe-in.
Yeah,
and also
id
people
Software
thought she
is very
wouldn't
much
get in.
on. Well, no, I'm not talking about like third party. I'm talking about like it would be difficult for Nintendo to get really cut a deal with id Software, right? Because those are just they're companies who are operating on an entirely different level.
Yes.
Like,
Well, didn't id Software themselves say like, yeah, we'd love to be in there? Like,
yes.
probably, but I don't. I think like even just opening communications would be more difficult. Like, trust me, I would be, dude. Like, if Doom Guy were to get in, like, I would be like, it would be Boner Town over here. I'd be so fucking happy.
oh god, where would the stage be? It'd be just on Mars, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm like, where could it possibly be?
And you could have like
Doom
a classic Doom Guy skin and a newer Doom Guy skin. Be fucking cash.
And then Pixel Doom Guy skin. That's straight up flat 2D panel.
I don't think they do that. I think they do like a high res version of like his original sprite art. Just like sort of.
It'd be so cool.
Just
if
like
they
a
did,
guy in a
flat
green
2D
shirt.
Yeah, like the original flat 2D panel.
No,
zoom out.
They don't do that. They always like up-res it so the model looks nice and like has animations and stuff. Like they don't have like they don't have an original pixel Pac-Man or Pac-Man, right?
Or no, Mr. Game & Watch. Because
Game & Watch has updated sprites now.
Yeah, that one does have an updated sprites because it's actually a 3D model that is compared to what it was before. It was just a flat 2D plane. But I was like, man, it'd be cool if they make up just a flat 2D plane. And,
I don't know. I think they do justice to like the very classic Doom Guy design if that were they to do that.
Yeah.
But I know my ultimate wish fulfillment pick would be like Nintendo announces a new Golden Sun game and the new Golden Sun protagonist is in Smash. Because not only would that revive that franchise, it would give it popularity.
That would be such a crazy curve right there for Golden
Motherfucker,
Sun.
I've been waiting like 8 years. The last game ended on a goddamn cliffhanger.
God, I hate it when that happens.
It's so fucking awful.
I'm a suck being Golden Sun fan.
Yes, it does.
Or I was gonna say, what if they brought in tiny tanks, tiny army,
what
toy tanks? I forget that stupid franchise for the Game Boy Advance. That was you had red versus blue tanks.
You mean Advanced Wars?
Yeah, Advance Wars.
Okay,
Sorry.
first of all, fucking Advance Wars is great, and if you have the opportunity, you should play like any of the games. I've got a couple around, and they have an assist trophy in the game already.
I was gonna say, like, what if like that somehow got on there as a for reals character?
I
like,
love Advance Wars,
even...
but you couldn't. It would be really hard to adapt, because like all the characters, all the like recognizable characters from Advance Wars. Well, first of all, they change every game, which is sort of the same as Fire Emblem, but. For the first thing, they change every game, and for another, like all the characters are military strategists. They're generals, not like they don't fight.
Yes.
They don't even animate. They're just like pictures of characters.
Yes. I'm just kind of thinking like, man, what
unless
other
you like
fucking...
played them like a fucking. Like when you played the game, like all your moves spawned units from like where you were. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be
like your
kind of
side B just sends out a tank. I feel like that might be like terrible though. Who the fuck knows though? Would those count as projectiles? I don't fucking know.
They're gonna put in Goku. They're definitely gonna do it. They're definitely gonna do it.
Dude, after Banjo, if like who do I really not want? Like, okay, I'm gonna make more enemies here. If like Gino or Sora gets in one of these last two slots, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out.
Gino. Okay, so Gino from what was it?
Gino from
RPG Mario.
A Super Mario RPG.
Right.
The
And then what was
RPG
the
with
other
the
one?
least, the JRPG with the least possible story you could possibly put in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And what
then,
was the other character?
what did I
You said you
say?
didn't want.
Oh, Sora.
Yeah. From what?
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Kingdom
right.
Hearts child.
Oh man, that'd be so weird if that got in.
Yeah, I know. I'd be upset. Fuck that
be like-
series.
That'd be so weird because it'd be like, dude, what? Who did you blow and who blew you?
Who was blowing who to make this happen?
Who was 69 in order to get this deal
dick
right?
was in whose mouth? I need a list of dicks in the mouths that they occupied to make this happen.
Okay, someone from Disney. Okay, someone from Square Enix. Right? Is there a third one in this scenario?
Nomura. Nomura is in that scenario. I don't know if
Oh,
he's sucking
man.
or getting sucked, but he's in there.
It's like Triangle, just all do it at the same time.
What the fuck is this? Is this even a metaphor?
It's like,
All right, well, that's our
If
E3
you want
coverage,
to-
I guess.
No,
unless there
we
was-
have to
Yeah.
cover. We have to do one last thing.
Okay.
We have to talk about Breath of the Wild too.
Cool. Looks cool.
Looks great.
I'm surprised that there's a direct sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Mummy Ganon looks
yeah.
rad as fuck. Why are people trying to fuck him?
because they want to add water to him, then fuck him.
No.
That's the joke of
No,
like throwing him in
no,
fucking
no.
water.
Like, no, just direct your thirst towards Hyrule Warriors Ganon. He's not a corpse.
Not yet, anyways.
Freaking! The one thing the trivia I learned with the Breath of the Wild 2 is that it's apparently all the staff made so much DLC that they're like, fuck, we have to make a second game.
That's great. That's great.
It's like, yeah,
We
it's
had
like,
too
wow,
much
they made that
content.
much? Yeah, too much content to the point of like, we have to just make a second game. Like, what? Really? That's cool.
Rad as fuck, man.
I
That being said,
It's like,
Ganon's design, fucking great. Ganon has always had like great designs, though. They just keep getting better.
also love how they did the hand on him and how the hand pushed Linked away, and how
Yeah. I mean, people are theorizing that hand that's holding Ganon down is a previous incarnation of Link.
and Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it looks great, and I
Yeah,
can't wait.
it looks dope.
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Oh yeah, there's another Zelda game that came out, but
Oh
well,
yeah,
not
there's
came
like
out,
the
but
little
it's
really cute remake one.
yeah. This is Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
I call Beach Edition because it's really you're on the beach for like 90% for most part.
Big beach time. Well, it's on an island. So.
Big island, big beach,
Big beaches.
big
Yeah.
nudist beach.
You know what I love? Beaches.
Beaches.
Beaches. We are going to go around and look at all the beaches.
Yeah.
This is stupid. Do we want to talk about the non-E3 stuff?
Yeah,
I
let's
think we
talk.
were going to shit on Shenmue with Epic Game Store, and there was something else we were going to be angry about.
Pokemon bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were you talking about the fact that Pokemon's
The
like you
Pokemon-
literally can't catch them all in the newest games?
You literally can't catch them all,
Ha-
which is so fucking absurd.
Weren't like, man, the Pokemon company can't fucking keep doing this. Like their
It's like-
franchise produces infinity dollars. How are you not capable of like making goddamn models? Didn't you make the ones from
Exactly.
X and Y way too detailed to the point where you slowed down the frame rate to fucking 15 in some places so that you could future-proof your models? And these things aren't even fucking animated. God damn.
Actually, some
How are you
coders
this
are
fucking bad at your jobs?
actually they're actually are animated in the code of the game apparently with walk animations. Like they went that far.
Oh,
It's
man.
like-
Oh man, walk animations. You managed to do the most basic shit that they teach you like day one of animation.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
fucking Christ. Like how
And you can't
how
even get
could
them
you
in the
not
goddamn
use
game.
it? It's like I would have felt better if they would just straight up just said, "Hey guys, it's gonna take forever. We have to push it back," and everyone's going, Did you
feel like
announce a
someone
release
just
date
needs to be
even?
in the Pokemon offices and beat the developers until they stop doing the same thing they've been doing for 15 fucking years.
Well, another thing is like I feels like they're coasting on their own success for the longest time.
Well, yeah, because they've been able to get away with it because fucking
Yeah.
Pokemon marks will buy everything no matter what.
Like, like I think this is gonna be the last, maybe not the last camel broken back, but this is the
The straw that breaks
tipping
the camel.
point.
Yeah, this is definitely like a pretty egregious sign of how complacent the Pokemon developers have become.
Yeah,
Like I understand that there's 800 of these things, but you guys are the ones who made 800 of these fucking things.
Exactly.
Because
and
that's
it's
how
like
you
guys
print money.
Exactly. So it's like, you guys like didn't hire more staff? Like, what's your staff like? Are you just 20 people still? Like, holy shit.
Got a lot
Like,
harder
God.
once we were no longer doing sprite art.
Oh, frick. They should have stayed with sprite art. I would have been happier.
I don't think they could, dude. You can't stay with sprite art for fucking ever.
Oh, imagine if they're like with this. Imagine in this parallel universe with the new Switch game coming out, it's finally 3D. Like it's been pixel for so long. It's Switch game coming. It's 3D.
There's a Pokemon game where you can look up.
Yup. You can look up finally.
No, they won't. Because then they'll be like, all right, so this new Pokemon game, we ran out of time. We can't make the Skybox. That's a whole nother dimension they have to animate, Josh. They can't do that.
I mean, God, this fucking company, Jesus. I hope they get kneecapped and then realize, oh, we have to do something
for Pokemon. So that's
exactly.
This is a statement from you.
All I know.
I hope they get kneecapped badly.
All I know is that I didn't realize how hard it was in order to actually import models over from Pokemon Sun and Moon, which, by the way, is the worst Pokemon game I've ever played by far.
Yeah, like it's not the best. Like there is some neat features going on in that thing, but frick, like it's not the best. Like all the basically all the features they made the game to go faster and better streamlined, they're all good. But everything else around that, it's like fucking.
Man, it's great when this Pokemon game I bought, I don't have to play Pokemon as much because I've already been playing Pokemon for like 15 fucking years.
Well, it's all the same like the problems from before were like, why do I have to have a slave on my team just so I can get to place?
Yeah.
And like, oh, this bike is fucking stupid. I wish I could just do everything on the bike. Oh, cool, I can.
I mean, it took
like,
20 years for you to realize you didn't like the formula that much.
Like, well, the thing is like, you play the games, you kind of expect a lot of these motions, but once the things gets updated, you go, oh man, these are trash.
Yeah, like you realize that the thing you've become complacent about is actually shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So you're like, man, things could be
I'm looking
so
forward
much
to some
better.
change, and then they don't change.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they've been doing the same thing for 2 decades, and you're like, oh man, this sucks. It's like you going into like KFC for like the one time you do that a year because you're just like, oh man, I'm really hungry. Oh, there's a KFC. And then you realize it sucks. That metaphor fell apart. Ignore me. I'm very tired. Don't judge. Stop being quiet. I feel judged. Let's change the subject. Let's talk about Shenmue.
Oh yeah, time to shit on Shenmue.
I think we're mostly shitting on like Epic, but also like the guys who are making Shenmue because they're fucking thieves. Maybe
they're huge thieves. Like
okay. So you promised your backers a copy of the game.
Yep.
That you are making if they support you. They did, and a bunch of them ordered it on Steam. You then receive infinity dollars from Epic
from Sony.
From Sony? I thought it was Epic.
They received money from like a publisher.
Both Sony and Epic at one point.
Yes.
Oh no, Deep Silver through Epic. Deep Silver was the publisher. Where does Sony come in this?
I thought. No, wait. They announced the Kickstarter, didn't they?
Publisher, who also has Infinity plus $1 and can manage this, but you get offered a shit ton of money by Epic. And you fucking say, all right, those of you who ordered Steam games from us, fuck you. You don't get it on Steam no more. We're an Epic game now. Fuck you. Give me my money back. No, you can't have your money back.
Fucking Christ! If this whole situation would be as bad if their store wasn't total incompetently garbage.
Yeah. If they put a fraction of
can't-
the amount of money that they put into exclusivizing games, which is the same, which I think I've ranted about this already. This episode is the same thing that Netflix and Disney Plus and all the streaming services are doing.
It's not good for the consumer
it's fucking
at all.
Awful. It's fucking garbage, and it's just going to encourage people to pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a VPN and just gonna go back to pirating again.
Yep. Back on the
These
ocean
people
blue.
back with my eye patch and hat and fucking bird on my shoulder. Jeez. And another thing about this whole ordeal is that and even on their Kickstarter, when they announced that they're going to be an Epic Store exclusive, people can't get returns on their Kickstarter page.
Yep.
They just straight up
Can't
deny
have
them.
Can't have your money back.
Yeah, so
Even
it's
though
it
we
comes to a point.
fucking cheated you.
So it comes to the point of people are going to complain to both Kickstarter and their credit card companies.
Kickstarter always washes their hands of this though.
Oh,
take it up with them. We're not going to defend them, but
on the webpage. On the webpage itself, it even says you have to give back their money. You have to.
And, yeah.
That's a big thing.
And they have the money too. In fact, they could pay it back and still probably be in the green from the deal they made with Epic, but they're not going to.
Can I just quickly
It's so fucking
add
scummy.
something
Wait a
very
what?
quickly. So, not only is what Epic's doing completely nonsensical, and I agree with both of you guys completely. I am left sitting here flabbergasted completely, and it's almost getting to the point where it's well, somebody should clearly do something about this. Because this is what, the second time that this has happened?
Well, I mean, this is the first time Epic's been scooping up game after game after game after
This
game.
is the second time this has happened to a Kickstarter game, though.
It's just been bought out by another company?
No, this is the second time. So it's been...
What was the first?
Phoenix Point.
What?
Phoenix Point is an XCOM game made by the original XCOM developers.
What happened to it?
It got bought out and put on Epic Game Store. I think that's what it's called. Give me a second.
I mean, to be fair...
Is it the same as the Shenmue situation where it's no longer available on Steam and people who who got
It's exactly the same situation.
That's fucking garbage.
And
I mean, I guess this wasn't as high profile as
it wasn't
as Shenmue.
It honestly wasn't.
Goddamn, dudes.
But
goddamn.
The reason why, I think people honestly are allowed to be upset. I think the thing that's more offensive to me.
Oh, they have every right to be upset.
Yeah.
It's not just allowed. Their anger is entirely justified.
Yeah. But
freaking.
Epic is ruining video games.
It's not even...
Change my mind.
It's not even that. Here's the thing. This is all I'm going to say, and people are going to be like, well, you're wrong, and I'm going to say, no, I'm right.
I don't think anyone's really going to, this is not a dangerous stance to take.
No.
And, if if you have a podcast about video games, man, fuck that company who's just throwing, their fucking weight around and having anti-consumer practices. Turns out this shit is really common. Which I think would probably be a good segue for the EA loot box shit with the bill that's getting passed, but finish the Epic stuff first.
Yeah, I want to say that one more thing is that a lot of the devs, basically, they're getting thrown so much money in their face. A lot of the devs are getting bought out to the point of we can go full time making this and not worry about ourselves.
Yeah,
it's that much money.
Yeah. Okay. I think in the cases of people who aren't Shenmue and haven't promised copies of the game to people that they have no intention of delivering, a bunch of scumbags, they're making a business decision, and on a lot of levels it is a sensible business decision. They're ensuring that they're going to be able to keep making games. I don't like Epic's business practices of exclusivizing their shit because I think it's cancer for the fucking industry. But I can understand why companies take it. Like, I don't blame Supergiant for putting Hades on there because
I
they're a
do.
small. Because they're a small. I no bully Supergiant. They are good boys,
Yeah, you're right. I really like their games too, but
right?
Jesus.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I just wish it wasn't on Epic, right?
Yeah.
I just want to play Hades without having to put that cancer on my computer. Yeah, no, it sucks, and I hate that this is the trend in the industry. But on a slightly better note, loot boxes are getting banned, and EA is not happy about it.
What did they
Oh
call
no,
it?
no,
Or
they're
is
not
Epic.
loot boxes. They're surprise. What's it called? Surprise.
Yeah, no, surprise mechanics.
Yeah, surprise mechanics, and they're totally ethical.
Yes, completely ethical.
Totally ethical.
We're not teaching. We're not like making children
teaching
gamble.
gambling to babies.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
We're not like instilling addictive trends in young children.
No, we're not like
They're
telling them
not
to go smoke cigarettes or
microtransactions.
anything.
They're small purchases.
Just very small purchases that are kind of random. You're not sure where to get. We don't tell you what's the randomization or how random it is, but it's fun.
What was that? They were like, people are mocking EA up and down the fucking street for all the shitty corporate jargon they used in the hearing. Player
I hope
engagement rate.
I hope
Purchasing
a lot of people
patterns or whatever.
Yeah, God. Yeah, I really hope that like the people who are in the hearing really thought through all that bullshit, because it's like, Jesus Christ, it's the most buzzworthy bullshit ever.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, corporate jargon is like 90% just lying through an obfuscation of what it is you're actually saying.
Exactly.
It's garbage, but I think like this is a hearing. These are people who are like trained to see through that shit.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for this bill to get passed.
The only fear about the bill passing I have is like it could overarch too hard. But
Well, like,
I hope
okay, but what negative repercussions is that going to have?
I don't know. Maybe it'll actually like completely change a video game genre entirely.
Like how?
So I don't know. Like in my
'Cause,
head, I'm thinking
it's all it's really doing, because all it really cares about is the money. Is the fact that there is money involved in these transactions, and there's random chance. Because like they don't give a fuck about DLC. You can buy like small DLC. I think microtransactions aren't. No, the microtransactions are I think on the table because they're sort of very predatory on people with addictive personalities, or whales who just spend their entire paycheck because they have literally zero self-control.
yeah.
Because that's just sort of the way their brains work.
Me a Magic Gathering.
Yeah. But to a more extreme degree, like the people who spend like $2,000 on a fucking phone game. And then the developers who like make the game specifically to exploit those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, businesses cannot be trusted to be ethical on their own, and I'm glad that this sort of shit is getting pushed through. It may have negative consequences in the long run, and I don't think it's going to. It is definitely not going to stop the money grubbing behavior of companies like EA and Epic. But
Yeah.
fuck, if anything kicks them in the nuts, I'm out for it.
Exactly. Like freaking the hate train should continue and forever keep chewing. Choo choo. Let's go.
All right. Anything to add?
Other than the fact that I think that it's bullshit, and this is not going to end unless people don't buy their games anymore. That's okay.
Well, that I don't think that's going to happen. People are always going to like EA is not going to run out of companies to purchase and then like ruin.
Yeah.
That's sort of their go-to strategy.
Mm-hmm.
How many fucking developers has EA sunk? I'd love to see like some numbers on that. Is that a podcast?
I think so.
Good, because I'm about to pass the fuck out.
Okay. Yeah. So, thank you everyone for listening to the Back Mind podcast. Hope you have a good night, and thank you everyone, and have a great day. Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording. I've been planning this for like 5 months.
What?
You gotta hit
releasing
the
something
iron
late?
was ice cold.
Yeah, ice. Yeah, you need to. Yeah. Please, like every time we do a spoiler cast and you don't upload it from 5 months, please upload it with like the name Ice Cold Takes.
We should retroactively start
Or
doing that.
just shit we said 5 months ago.
I feel bad.
And see
man.
how it's aged.
Hey, Rory, I worked hard on editing that show, that dumpster fire of a show.
What, the Endgame cast?
Yes, it's almost as like if I was rushing towards the end. You guys could have said anything, including certain bad words,
What?
and I wouldn't have cared.
Okay, sure. I mean, Alan's the one who likes saying it.
I mean, like, fuck.
Do you want me to say the N word?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
No.
Nickelback.
Oh, I'm so
Shit.
offended. How dare you?
Okay,
say
I'll,
it.
I'll say the N word.
I know that was
I'll
a
say
little
the N
far.
word. Hold on. I'll say the N word. Nipple.
Nincompoop.
Nimble.
I still think Nickelback is my favorite variation of that. On that, I'm gonna say the N word. You
Look,
Nickelback
I-
apologist.
I traded a certain word to have an infinite N-word pass. It's great, but I can't use it anymore because as soon as I do, people get upset.
What, the N word pass?
Yeah. I have an infinite N-word pass. I traded a certain word.
What word did
That
you
I'm
trade
not
for
allowed
the
to
infinite
say.
N word pass?
Yeah, what word?
Well, yeah, what word?
I'm not allowed to say it.
Well, just describe the word.
Well, it's something involving female genitalia.
Cunt? Is it cunt?
The other one.
Cooch?
Nope, the other one.
Vag?
Close.
Vagina? Like, you're not allowed to say vagina?
Yeah.
That's... I mean, I feel like those aren't equivalent at all. You ripped that guy off. But it sounds like it's like a faulty N-word pass, because you apparently can't say it.
I mean, if I say it, and I show it to them, they don't really respect it anymore. It's weird. It's almost as if I've grown old.
What
Should
the
go
hell
back
is
and
this?
try
What
to
is this
trade it.
day and age where our N-word passes mean nothing?
I know, right?
Some of us worked hard for that.
That's what I said.
Not me. I didn't get an N-word pass.
Yep.
I don't have enough black friends to get the N word pass.
Yeah,
do.
exactly. I haven't been to enough Nickelback concerts.
I'm debating about buying Final Fantasy.
What, 14?
Yeah.
Or
Oh.
what?
I'm debating about
Can you
buying
hear me
Final
eating the
Fantasy
soup, by
14.
the by?
What?
Can you guys hear me eating the soup, by the by?
No.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's slurp it harder.
I mean, do you want me to talk about it on the pod? Are we starting? Is this the podcast? Are we starting the podcast right now?
Let's sync and then we'll start the podcast.
Okay, then we can talk. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
So far, I've been recording, so that's good.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I mean, whenever I get on here, like the first thing I do is start recording because we usually just fire some good shit off the cuff.
I know.
Almost.
I'm like, shit. If I get on here, I need to hit the button.
Josh, it's okay.
oh
Well,
boy.
it's been like a couple months, so I've just got like a lot of material backed up, and then I come on this podcast, and I'm just like, all over it, all over the podcast immediately in like the first 5 seconds.
As long as you're not like one of my
And then I
friends
just
who
sort
sits
of
there and
wallow
has
in
to
shame.
constantly.
For an hour and a half afterwards.
As long as you're not like one of my female friends who sits there and constantly has to be like telling herself that she's a lesbian.
Okay.
I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
Biggest fucking lesbian.
God, I love vagina.
I can't stop.
Oh man, we gotta say vagina a lot more to really rubs Jeff's nose in the fact that he's not allowed to say it.
Fuck you.
What enforces your inability to say vagina?
I
Bone
just
marrow.
said he punches me in the dick.
Wait, who punches you in the dick?
This individual who I made the deal with.
Satan?
No.
The fact that you're dancing around it makes me think it's Satan.
I kind of think it's Satan too.
Not saying.
Wait, an N-word pass from Satan doesn't work?
No,
What the
it's
hell?
an
You think
inward
if that
pass from...
guy out of anyone could get a working N-word pass?
Let me tell you who this inward pass comes from. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, it comes from an old Native American wise man who I made a deal with in order to get this pass.
Oh, okay. Did you have to go on like a spirit quest for it?
Yes.
Sick. Should we sync?
Yeah.
Ah, fine.
Sink in. 3, 2, 1.